Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2024, and yes, I said that correctly, Flight Sim 2024, and we are looking at the PMDG B777-200ER. We finally have a PMDG aircraft in Flight Sim 2024. There's a KLM, I think that's a 777-300. Yeah, look at those engines. Look at these Rolls-Royce Trent 800s on this British Airways 777-200. So this is going to be my very first flight on the channel in a PMDG aircraft in Flight Sim 2024, and our first flight of the 777-200. I have flown the 300 a couple of times on the channel, but this will be the first flight with the new 200, which came out a couple of days ago. Also Emirates 777-300, so we're the only 200 on the ramp at the moment. So for this flight, we're flying for British Airways. I am not using FS to crew because there are a couple of things that they need to fix with it first. I am using Beyond ATC, that's where these other aircraft are coming from, and obviously they will be doing, or Beyond ATC will be doing our air traffic control as well. That was Pushback Express, which shouldn't be doing anything right now. Okay, but there it is. Look at that. And oh, I should probably mention, we're going to be taking this 777-200 all the way up to Gatwick. We are parked on the ramp here at Cape Town, South Africa, and we're going to be flying Speedbird 2040 Heavy all the way up to Cape Town. So let's jump aboard and start getting things set up. So no FS to crew for now, so we're doing everything manually. Right, so battery, okay, let's go down here and get the ground power, see if we can get a jetway, and I think that's all we need for now. Jetway is working, and we'll go on to the ground power. Right, there we go. Okay, I'm not going to go through any hardcore expanded procedures or anything. This is just going to be a fun first flight. Let's import our SimBrief data. Okay, there we go. Speedbird 2040 Heavy, Cape Town to Gatwick. And we're looking at over 12 hours worth of flying. So it'll take some time for our screens and stuff to power up. One of those aircraft starting up. Okay, so what can we do for now? Logo lights on. I guess that's it for the moment. Right, we can come up here though. Get this on. These can all come on. We'll start up the APU just now. This is all fine for the time being. We'll load up our weight and balance once this all comes alive. Okay, so like I said, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Initial climb, we're going up to 350 and stepping all the way up to flight level 400. We have 78.6 tons of fuel on board with a cost index of 117. Total reserves 6.0. We're expecting runway 1 in Cape Town and 08 right at Gatwick. Our alternate is Paris, Charles de Gaulle. Very nice, and we have an IMSOM 1 Alpha departure. So let's go and get everything set up here. Okay, so we'll load up our SimBrief route, payload, fuel, select the route. Okay, while that's requesting, I'm going to come up here actually just want to change this view to there so we can see this. Let's get our checklist down here. Okay, get that loaded up. So, oxygen. There is a test thing here somewhere. Okay, flight instruments. 282, 282, 50, 50. And parking brake. Is set. Very nice. Okay, so pre-flight is done. Let's activate our route. Can clear that. Okay, performance. We'll stick in the 0 fuel weight. Why does that look like it's in pounds? Because it is. Let's just go and change that quickly. That'll be here. Displays, kgs. Cool. Someone's starting up. Yeah, that KLM is on their way out. I can't see Emirates because of the jetway. See if we can see them taxi. That's the tug coming back, so they should be moving shortly. Spooling up, I can hear it. Ooh, we're doing runway 1, so they might actually be going the other way. Damn, I think they're going the other way. Oh wait, no, I can see something. It's lights. Yeah, they're going this way. Okay, so they're not doing runway 1, so we might get 19 then. We have changed. There they go. Very cool. Okay. Let's come up here then and do takeoff. So now I'm feeling like we're going to get runway 19, but we'll do this anyway. That's very strange. Maybe that's why? Nothing. Huh. There was a way in here to get the meta. See, this is now in custom. I want this to be in here. This doesn't pick up at all. Yeah, let me grab it quickly. It could also just be because it's late at night. I see the last updated was 3 hours ago. So we'll put that in. It was 3:20 at 0. 12. Must be KLM blasting off. An Air France tail down there. That sounds kind of strange. Unless it's Emirates starting up. Anyway, what was I doing? Right. So, flaps 5, as to be expected, selected temp of 45, trim 6.5, 55, 56, 58. So, let's go 45 over here. Flaps 5, put the CG in, and then 155, 156, 158, which I just realized we're going to have to redo once we put this in. So let's actually just talk to clearance and see what they're giving us. So 122.1. On delivery, good evening, Speedbird 2040 Heavy, IFR to Gatwick, ready to copy. There goes KLM.
2040 Heavy, Captain Delivery, expect Rango 190, Dim Soman Bravo departure. Squawk 5406.
Sure, that accent. Expect runway 19, IMSOM 1 Bravo departure, and squawk 5406, Speedbird 2040 Heavy.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy, rebar correct. Contact ground 121.9 when ready for push short start.
121.9, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Good night. Interesting accent for Cape Town. Okay, so we got 19 IMSOM 1 Bravo. Oh, cool. It kept my speeds. Good. Alright, that looks like we're sorted. Okay, let's go to VNav. I just like to put in 240 so we don't overspeed. And we'll do winds. We can quickly do winds on this side as well. Okay, flight directors. We were 158 over here, so I will add 5 to that. So those could come on. Right, we need to check out the IMSOM 1 Bravo. And while that's happening, let's fire up the APU. Can turn these on, that on, these on, and all of this on as well. Seatbelts, we'll leave that on auto. That's all fine, that's all good. That's fine. Fueling is done, so fuel pumps can all come on. That all goes, stays on auto, and we are good. Okay, IMSOM 1 Bravo. Wow, we go all the way out there. That's pretty cool. I wonder if KLM did the same. Didn't hear. Okay, initial climb. Does it give us one? Yes, 090. Perfect. Okay, auto brake RTO. It's telling us insufficient fuel. 8.7. Reserves of 13.2. That's crazy. Why is that so high? goes here. Final reserve of 6. Let's change that. So that's why it's gonna keep complaining about the fuel. Cool. Okay, that's all set. Right, let's ask for push and start. Ground Speedbird 2040 AV ready for push and start. Didn't give us a QNH.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy, Cape Town ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
Push and start approved, face north, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Might actually have to grab the ATIS. We'll see. Okay. Let's go beacon. Let's jump outside. So we need to push to face this way. I'm going to try pushback express. Let's see if it will do what we need it to do, because it hasn't been working too well in 2024. Okay, that's probably fine. Okay, that works. Let's hope it works. Okay, beacons are on. Lights are all set. That's all good. Right, before start, APU is up and running. Yes, we are on the APU. Okay, flight deck door closed and lock. MCP, takeoff speeds, CDU, trim. Why can't I trim? Hydraulics are on. This one works. Okay, so let's just check my key bindings. They were 6.5. Okay, my control profiles are all good. So trim, taxi and takeoff briefing. Taxi is going to be very, very simple. Okay, before taxi, right, let's push. Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We'll be ready shortly. We will be ready shortly.
Roger.
Okay, last checks. I think we are good. Let's just come back here. And this is what I want to do. Right, chocks. Ooh, I didn't actually check this. Not amazing. Tires probably could do with some work. Why did I do that? So we want to go here. Flight deck to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Brakes released.
Pushing back.
I see it's messed up again. At least it's turning the right way. Okay, so they'll tell us when we can start. Taxi is going to be very simple. Alpha hold short 16, and then 19 at Alpha 2.
You are clear behind and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Okay, starting engine 2. Might actually end up in a decent place. Why is that not working? Oh, it is. Pushback. Not quite, but okay, I guess.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Brake set. Brake set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We'll see you on the left side with the pin.
Clear to disconnect.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
Okay, that's done. Engine 2 is stable. Starting engine 1. Okay, let's do lights while that's coming up. Interesting engine start procedure. It does nothing for very long. And on the Rolls-Royce, so we've got EPR, N1, EGT, and then N2 and N3. Okay, anti-ice auto recall. Just TCAS, which is fine. Okay, up, down. Right, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Controls check, ground equipment is clear. Okay, flaps 1-5.
Air France 871 Heavy at ramp Foxtrot 2 request pushback and engine start.
Air France is going to push in front of us.
Air France 871 Heavy, Cape Town ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face east.
Okay, also I'm just going to cheat and set our QNH with the shortcut.
Approved. Face east, Air France 871 Heavy.
Okay, then we can shut down the APU. Lights are set. He's pushing in front of us, so we'll call for taxi. Speedbird 2040 Heavy, ready for taxi. Why he's parked at the cargo ramp, but anyway.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy, runway 19er taxi via Alpha. Hold short runway 16.
Runway 19, taxi via Alpha, hold short runway 16, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Air France is doing tricks out there. I actually don't want to go too fast here because I want him to go first. Otherwise we're not going to fit past there. He still needs to call ready for taxi. He's still starting his engines. However, the beyond ATC traffic is normally pretty quick at startup. There we go.
Air France 871 Heavy, request taxi.
Air France 871 Heavy, runway 19er taxi via Foxtrot, Alpha. Hold short runway 16.
Runway 19er taxi via Foxtrot, Alpha. Hold short runway 16, Air France 871 heavy.
Okay, there he goes. Setting off
Air
quite
France 871
rapidly.
heavy, cross runway 16 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Foxtrot, Alpha.
Good Lord, where is he taxiing?
Cross runway 16 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Foxtrot, Alpha, Air France 871 heavy.
Okay,
let me cross as well. He's taxiing very fast.
Air France 871 heavy, contact Cape Town Tower 118.1.
Contact
Slow
Tower
down,
118.1, Air France 871 heavy.
Okay, clear me to cross. I'm gonna have to call. Speedbird 2040 heavy holding short runway 16.
Speedbird 2040 heavy, cross runway 16 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Alpha.
Cross runway 16 at Alpha, continue taxi via Alpha, Speedbird 2040 heavy. Okay, and she'll hand us over to Tower shortly. Air France is lined up, there he goes.
Speedbird 2040
We're going to be on the same track
heavy,
as us.
contact Cape Town Tower 118.1. Bye bye.
18.1, good evening, Speedbird 2040 heavy. Okay, I haven't done any of my before takeoff checks now. Okay, before takeoff check is done. Tower, good evening, Speedbird 2040 heavy, runway 19, ready for departure. Okay, landing lights. A little bit hazy out there. Strobes.
Speedbird 2040 heavy, Cape Town
Yes.
Tower, wind variable, runway 19, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 19, Speedbird 2040 heavy. Where's Air France gone?
Air France 871 heavy, contact Cape Town departure
It's out there
119.7.
can see him on the
Contact Cape Town
TCAS.
departure 119.7, Air France 871 heavy.
There he is. Sure, so KLM, us and the Air France all departing relatively close to each other. He's turning left though. It's got a different routing to us. Okay, let me just dial this down. 194. Okay, we are cleared for takeoff. Okay, stable Toga. Is 80.
V1.
Let's rotate. Positive rate gear coming up. Autopilot 1 on.
Speedbird 2040 heavy, contact Cape Town departure 119.7.
119.7, Speedbird 2040 heavy. Good evening. It's actually the middle of the night, but anyway. Okay, flaps on. Up. Departure, good evening, Speedbird 2040 Heavy, passing 2,500 feet, IMSOM 1 Bravo. And he said, Addons, which is a star.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy, Cape Town departure, good evening, identified, climb to flight level 170.
Out to flight level 170, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Okay, these can come off. Logo light off. Alright, we're clear to a flight level, so set standard. Air France went the other way. It's interesting. Just through 5,000. They get used to those EPR gauges because it looks like we're climbing at half power.
Air France 871 Heavy, contact Cape Town Control East 12 for decimal 7, bye-bye.
Coming back around Cape Town City and Table Mountain. Airport is back that way. Might see it now as we level out. A little bit further back. Okay, 7,400. Trying to figure out where Beyond ATC gets its data from, because I'm looking the real life KLM flight left 2 hours ago, and I still haven't found the Air France flight. Okay, there's 10,000. Landing lights can come off. And we are accelerating. There we are, out over the ocean now for a good chunk of this flight. And we'll be in London Gatwick, or in London at Gatwick Airport in about 12 hours. So it is currently 23:30 Zulu, and we will be there at 10:10 Zulu in the morning. Okay, we'll probably be handed over shortly, and we also need a further climb. It's pretty quiet tonight, so we might just get a straight climb to what was it? 3.5 I initial. 3.6. Not all that much to see outside.
Speedbird 20 for 0 Heavy. Contact Cape Town Control East 12 for decimal 7.
124.7, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Good night. Town Control, good evening. Speedbird 2040 Heavy, flight level 150, climbing flight level 170.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy, Cape Town Control East, identified, climb to flight level 350.
Climb to flight level 350, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Okay, there we are. Cleared up to our cruise altitude. So that means I can leave you guys there. There's the city. And join you again when we prep for our descent in about 12 hours time, making our way into London Gatwick for the first time in the 777-200 from PMDG. So I will see you in about 12 hours time. Right, so here we are cruising along nicely. It's been a good 11 hours or so. But if we look here, we are 48 miles, so just under 50 miles from our top of descent. So it's time to start planning for our descent into Gatwick. So we do currently have ILS 08, Kunag 1 Golf with the something transition. I can't remember, it's something with a T. Let's look here and I'll be able to tell you. Timber, that's the one. So that's programmed in. We'll obviously see what ATC gives us when we get to that. But let's go here and just do our calculations. So 8 right, import from the aircraft. This handle already gets in the way. Auto brakes, we'll plan for 2. Hey, weather's working now. I think it was just Cape Town that wasn't reporting META because it was so late. Okay, so we've got an extra 2,500 feet. So we're good on auto brakes 2. Flaps 30, and a VREF of 132. If we look in here, it actually gives us a little bit higher. So let's go 30, and we'll take that VREF of 132. Oh, it's actually the 127 plus 5, I think. Okay, so that's good. Let's come here. Just get our charts. So we'll wait for that. It'll bomb out and then we'll open it up again. But we can set our auto brakes to level 2. We stepped all the way up to 40,000. Okay, recall. Checks, notes, auto brake, landing data, and approach brief we will do now. So let's go back to charts.
Speed badge 2040 heavy, Paris control, expect Kunov 1 Golf, runway 08 right.
Expect the Kunov 1 Golf for runway 08 right, Speedbird 2040 heavy. Okay, perfect. So they've given us exactly what we planned for. And we'll be ready for descent in a few minutes. And it's crazy, we start our descent and we're still in Paris airspace. Okay, kind of 1 Golf, and then we need ILS 08 right, and this one as well then, I guess. Okay, nothing crazy here. So, flight level, we need to be at 160 at admit. Cool, that's in there. Max 250, the next waypoint. Ooh. We don't have that. Max 250, and then max 220 at Timber. KKE, we don't have a max 250. How do I enter this? That's not gonna work. We need a call for descent here. Speedbird 2040 heavy, ready for descent.
Speedbird 2040 heavy, Kunov 1 Golf, runway 08 right, descend to flight level 160.
Gonna have 1 Golf for runway 08 right, descend to flight level 160, Speedbird 2040 heavy. Okay, so let's try. Oh, that is not what we want. Trying to remember. Yeah, we might have to just do it ourselves here. Why has that gone purple? At Timber is in there, yeah. So it's just this one. It won't let me change it for some reason. What if we just do 250 and we put in what's already there? Okay, that works. Okay, that works.
Feedback 2040 heavy. Contact Paris Control 126.475.
126.475. Speedbird 2040 heavy. Good day. No other traffic, which is weird. It should be very busy here. Paris Control, good morning. Speedbird 2040 heavy, passing flight level 365, descending flight level 160. Okay, let's go and have a look at this. So initial approach.
Airbus 2040 heavy. Paris Control identified.
Okay, so we're coming from Timber. No other restrictions on this. And all the way around. Then we need to know okay, 77 degrees, 110.9 IGG. Missed approach altitude 3000. We intercepted 3000, and our minimums will be 396 Barrow.
Airbus 2040 heavy. Contact Paris Control 119.825.
119.825. Speedbird 2040 heavy. Good day. That was a short handover. What was it? 396. Perfect. I think this might be the Paris Control we just came from, to be honest. Paris Control, good morning. Speedbird 2040 heavy, passing flight level 315, descending flight level 160.
Feedback 2040 heavy. Paris Control.
I think it's a different one. Okay, so that's in. We'll just double check that the aircraft tunes this automatically. And it has already, so that's cool. 27,000. We are over the channel now. Right, it's Gatwick 010 at 13 knots. Good visibility, few clouds at 3,600. Temperature of 12, QNH 1018. Missed approach straight ahead until 2000 or 1 DME, whichever is later, so it'll probably be it depends how early we initiate the go around, I guess. And then a right turn to 178 and then vectors from there. Transition altitude is 6,000. Oh, that's transition level, which is set by ATC, so 7,000 was probably fine.
Speedback 2040 heavy, contact London control 118.475.
118.475, speedbird 2040 heavy, good day. Very strange that there's no other aircraft. Under control, good morning. Speedbird 2040 heavy, passing flight level 200, descending flight level 160.
Speedbird 2040 heavy, London control, radar contact. United 9er 53 heavy.
Yeah, I just turned the traffic off and on again. So there's already a United aircraft.
Turn right, heading 260, United 9er 53 heavy. United 9er 53 heavy, cleared direct coke. Resume own navigation. Cleared direct coke. Resume own navigation, United 9er 53 heavy. United 9er 53 heavy. Contact Paris control 126.475.
Coming up to 160 now, we need further clearance here.
Contact Paris control 126.475. United 9er 53 heavy. Speedbird 2040 heavy. Descend to 4,000 feet. QNH 1018.
Descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1018, Speedbird 2040 heavy. Okay, 15,000. Interesting that those sound effects just started when I did that. Okay, 14,000. can see the coast now. Well, we have been able to for a short while. Yeah, we're cleared down to an altitude, so we might as well go QNH 1018, and that's our approach checklist complete as well. So landing, speed brakes on, gear down, flaps 30.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Contact Gatwick, Director 126.825.
126.825, Speedbird 2040 Heavy, good day. Gonna get some speed brakes in here to slow down. Gatwick Director, good morning, Speedbird 2040 Heavy, passing flight level 120, descending 4,000 feet, couldn't have a 1 Golf.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy Gatwick Director. Good day. QNH 1018. Expect the ILS runway 08 right with the timber transition.
Expect the ILS runway 08 right with the timber transition. QNH 1018, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Okay, coming on speed now. Speed brakes retracted.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Cleared direct timber. Cross timber at or above 4,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 08 right.
Direct timber, cross timber at or above 4,000 and cleared for the ILS 08 right. Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Yeah, we're still a little fast. Landing lights coming on now. Keep a bit of speed brake in just to manage that speed.
All aircraft be advised information hotel now current. QNH 1018.
Yeah, we're below 250 and it's not increasing. Speed brakes are armed and it's green on the checklist. Okay, we are cleared for the ILS, so we will just follow the star and intercept the ILS. Nice and easy. Okay, speed's picking up slightly again. Okay, hotel is now current, but the QNH stays the same. 1018 is set, so we're all good. It's supposed to be 220 knots at timber, so we should start slowing down shortly. Okay, there we go. Okay, flaps 1 max speed is 255, so we're already below that. Flaps 5 is 235, so we should be below that by the time we get to timber. Okay, I'm gonna go flaps 1 because it'll help us slow down a little bit. Not quite. Put some speed brakes in. Looks like we're gonna use the speed brakes for a little bit of the way down. plane back on speed. Speed brakes back to the armed position. Okay, we're cleared, so we can go all the way down to 3,000. Airport is just off to our right hand side now. I think I can just see it there in the distance. We should shortly start a gradual descent to 3,000. There we go. Yeah, no other aircraft going into Gatwick though. It's very strange. It's crazy how flat it is here. Yeah, there's Gatwick there. Once we get a bit closer to the extended center line, she should hand us over to the tower. I think I'm going to go flaps 5 just before we start our turn, because it's almost a 180-degree turn. And I don't want to be doing flaps and stuff in the turn. We'll do it before, and then gear and everything else will get down after that. So Okay, localizer's alive. Let's go flaps 5. So we still have the localizer only, no glide slope yet, and no DME. Okay, we're on the approach now. Okay, there we are on the localizer. No DME for the ILS, that's very strange. Okay, glide slope's now alive. So we're about 12-ish miles out. Here comes the glide slope. A little bit bumpy out there. Winds 024 at 21.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Contact Gatwick Tower 124.23.
124.23, Speedbird 2040 Heavy, good day. Probably should have called in that I was established on the localizer. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 160. Gatwick Tower, good morning, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. ILS 08 right established.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy, Gatwick Tower, wind 010 at 13, runway 08 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 08 right, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Okay, no DME, that's very strange. We're about 10 miles. We're probably 9-ish miles. Okay, let's start bringing the speed down. 132. And we'll go gear down. And flaps 15. There's 5 miles. More flaps. And flaps 30. Okay, landing checklist is complete. So that's gear down, flaps full, lights, and cleared to land. Okay, 1,000 feet, we were stable. It's pretty gusty out there.
1,000.
Why is it saying 1,000 or it's 700 already? Right, I have control. Quite bumpy actually. Okay, now we are quite low. I want to overcompensate here.
Minimums.
Glide slow. Glide
Continue.
slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
Yeah,
glide
we're
slow.
fine.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
20. 10.
Because of this.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy, exit left at Bravo.
Left on Bravo, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Bravo? I'm not even sure. I'm not going to be able to find that right now. No, this is Charlie, so Bravo would have been the next one probably then. But we can make it off here, so I think that's better. Okay, speed brakes, flaps.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Contact ground 121.805.
Strobes, APU. 121.805, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Maybe that's why they wanted us off at Bravo, so we don't cross this runway. Good morning, Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Request taxi to assigned gate. Loads of aircraft on the ground, nothing in the air.
Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Gate 21 taxi via Juliet, November, Kilo.
Gate 21 taxi via Juliet, November, Kilo. Speedbird 2040 Heavy. Okay, I'm gonna need to find this chart now. We're on Juliet now. And November, I think, is other side. So not this taxiway. I think it's this one here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because this looks like this one's Papa. Okay. This is broken at the most opportune time, obviously. Yes, so November's on that side, and then Kilo goes in there. Cool. Yeah, we'll turn this off as well, and we can come down here and turn this to standby. We go left here on November. Then, sorry, right on Kilo. And 2-1 is on this side. Not a single other aircraft moving or talking to ATC. That is very weird. Okay, so here's 2-5. It'll be 2-5, 2-3, and then 2-1, so we're the third one. He's in 2-5, he's in 2-3, and we're the next one, 21. Cool, there we go, that's 2-3. Right, let's turn all these off. Yes, 21. If the whole safe dock thing is modeled, I doubt it. it's not doing anything. Okay, about there. Shut down the engines. Okay, there we go. Parking brake is set. That's all good. And the last thing we would do is switch off the packs once all of the passengers are off. Okay, set the chocks. Okay, let's check here. Well, we might need to replace those tires. We're at a hub, so maybe we should do that now. Okay, then we can jump out. Oh, we're gonna have that annoying sound. That sucks. I wanted to come this side for a better view, but there's things here too. This side is just the jetway, so it's probably okay actually. Okay, but that's going to bring us to the end of the video. That was not the best landing I've ever done. I actually didn't realize how windy it was. And also first time landing the 200. So that definitely needs some work. But very excited to finally have a PMDG aircraft in Flight Sim 2024. And looking forward to some more flights with the 777-200. So as always, if you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, you know what to do down below, and hopefully I see you in the next one.